V?
Oh, the door. The door.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube and Facebook? We hope you guys enjoyed our Friday night pop-up Vixen class out there. First and foremost, we hope you guys are all doing very well and staying positive at home. Stay moving and, just trying to stay safe, follow the rules, staying quarantined. Hope you guys are taking full advantage of antics, games, and just hanging out with your family and really being grateful for everything you have right now. We decided to do something super cool and different tonight, and you guys have been, we've been blessed to still, be at the studio doing live classes and keeping you guys moving. Tara and Gina have been absolutely killing it, and we just figured we'd get on here, kind of let you guys know you guys aren't alone out there, and you guys get to hear from the outstanding choreographers that we have here at Ignite Studios. So take it away, ladies. We're going to have some fun, a little Q&A. All right, you guys have already filtered in some questions, and we're going to kind of just get the vibe on where Ignite came from, get the vibe on how you guys came together, and then we're going to answer some of your questions that you guys have on Facebook and YouTube.
I think you should start to talk about Ignite. I actually like this question because
do you?
Yeah, I do.
I have to talk into my mic, right? All right. So first of all, I hope you guys have a drink because I do.
We should do a cheers.
Yeah, let's do a toast first.
Toast.
Come on, toast.
I had
Cheers.
Guys,
Cheers.
it doesn't have to be alcohol. Water.
Yeah, you can
club
drink water.
soda.
Your mic.
They can hear me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Yeah.
To health. All right, so Ignite. Where did Ignite come from? This is a tough question. All right, so Ignite basically has been a labor of love, very quick. Basically, you guys know my story, you know my journey, and it came to the point where I wanted to create a space for people to come and myself to go through the journey that I went through over the last 6 years. So you guys read my blogs, or if you don't, it's Girl on Fire. And basically I was a stay-at-home mom, and I did that for 10 years. And then I kind of woke up and didn't recognize myself. I realized that I had dedicated so much of myself to being a mom, to being a wife, to being who I thought I needed to be, and realized I lost who I was. So I discovered dance again, which was always my passion as a kid. I would go in my room, lock the doors, and I would dance. It was my safe space. I discovered dance after I had my third child, and I discovered Zumba, and I kind of reignited that fire inside of me and found pieces of myself that I thought I had lost. Over the years, I became a Zumba instructor, followed the journey, and I realized that my fire wasn't always just about dance, and it was more about the connection with the people. And it was about the people that are in the room, and it was about the smiles and the haze and the how are you and the hugs. God, I miss hugs. And it was about all of those things. So basically, it came to a point where I had a choice to continue teaching in gyms and continue teaching in other spaces, or to open a space of my own and create the energy that I wanted people to get from me. And then I wanted to surround myself with people that would supply the same energy. And Frankie was amazing enough to be like, let's go. Like, you're waiting, you're holding, you're stalling. Let's just do it. And I was like, really? You think we could do it? I don't know if we could do it. And Frankie was like, no, we can do it. Let's do it. And
That's exactly the tone of my voice.
That's literally the tone of his voice. And we literally very quickly, in a very short period of time, built this amazing space filled with amazing energy. And then we closed our doors 2 weeks later, and it was great.
And scene.
And scene. And here we are doing live classes, and we are pivot, and we've learned how to do some virtual classes until we can open our doors again. You guys are going to love the juice bar when you can get in here, and I can give you some juice. And that's really the story of Ignite. So it's basically a space where people can come seek what sets their soul on fire and snatch their power back. So that's it.
We quickly realized we didn't even need a studio anymore. We just needed some cameras, a guy named DJ Valentine, and we'll have a Zumba place.
Seriously. And a couch in case you guys want to talk. And then you want to talk about me and you?
Oh my gosh, I don't even I actually can't even remember the very first time we met. But
neither.
Gina's like one of those people that you remember each time that you see them, and you just are. It's energy, right? And I'm such a person about energy. And I'll never forget. And I feel like I said this to Diane so many times. I'm like, I just want to be friends with her. I'm like, I don't know what it was. You ever say that about someone? I don't know what it is about them. Like, I just feel really.
I used to say the same thing, and then I'd be like, I don't know
Really
if she really wants to be
connected.
my friend.
But like being like, I remember being like, oh, I so want to hang out with her. And like just anytime I saw her, energy was amazing. And long of the short of it, and this is fast forwarding, when she created this studio, actually, I'll never forget when she's like, I have to tell you something. But the crazy part about it was, I had a studio like years ago before I moved to California, and I was like missing that. But where I am in my life, it's not something that I was going to create or like felt like pulled to. And I just was thinking, I just want this space where I could go to and just connect with people. And honestly, not knocking any kind of gyms or corporate, but they're very different from studios. At least that's what I have found. So she tells me she's like, I opened up a studio. I literally had chills all down my body. Met her, like chatted about it. So I came here on her opening, and actually I went to the closing of her where she was teaching at one of the corporate gyms. First of all, it was packed, and whenever I get chills, I just know that there's like something about it. It was just really beautiful to see that many people. And actually, the crazy part about it for me was seeing her teaching in that space. I had never seen it before, and it just like, I don't know. Sometimes you have experiences where you can't really put words to it, but I came to her opening and it was so beautiful, and I'm like, I would love to teach here, but to be completely
I
transparent.
was more like, will you teach here?
So yeah, so in my mind, I'm like, yeah. I'm like totally like maybe one day a week, but I have another place that I teach at, which I absolutely love, and like I can't teach like I used to because I have a back injury. So it was so funny. I'm like, and I remember saying to a friend, I don't know that I can tell her, like I don't know that I could teach there. So then this happens.
Then here we are.
Honestly, so, and I don't even really know how we started teaching together, but like, we started the Don't Stop Moving group, as you guys know. I come here, and then this has been like saving my soul, like to be honest. And I was thinking, I'm like, I can't not come, like, how do I not come back here? So I feel like for me, someone who wanted a studio, knew that it wasn't like going to be something that I was going to do, feeling at home without even.
We almost just got her a drawer for her clothes just now.
But and I just want one more thing I want to say is like, as being an instructor for so long, like I feel like this space you don't often meet people that are so welcoming, which I don't know. I just feel like, and honestly, DJ Funky Fresh over here is like really hardworking and fresher over there.
You never get to see. He's really here.
The man behind. There's always a man
There's
behind
always
the
a
camera.
man.
Yeah,
There's always a man behind the camera.
He's like the wizard.
Oh my God, yes.
He's really the one that makes all this happen. I just plug stuff in. So, but yeah, it's super cool because to see all this kind of unveil, come together, and Tara and I have been able to collab in my other venture, which I never heard of. Tara, I'm new to this whole Zumba dance world. So when
He's getting
my
really
other
good at it,
partner heard, we decided to collab and come out with this convention, and they were like, oh, we got this girl, Tara Romano. She's going to come in and do a whole parents dance fitness thing. And I'm like, that's sick. And then I researched a little bit. I'm like, who is this chick? She's like all over Google, all over this stuff. And then like we met there, and then that was it. And then long story short, Gina ended up talking about you and bringing you in. I'm like, I think I know who she is. And it was just weird how like all this kind of came together.
Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, law of
It's called
attraction is
energy.
super real.
Yes,
Yeah.
super real.
But
Start
yeah,
using it,
so
guys.
jumping into this kind of like, picking each other's brains and, keeping that uplifting, positive vibe. What does like Zumba mean to like each and every one of you, or dance fitness and Vixen, and just being at a studio or just being at it doesn't matter, a workout world, at LA Fitness, another studio, like what does this bring to each of you guys?
Do you want to start? Yeah.
Well, I kind of touched on it a little bit. Dance, fitness, Zumba, Vixen, any type of dance to me is really like, it's your girls' night out. It's your therapy. It's your feel-good vibe. It's it's your family. So basically you walk into a room of strangers and you're scared and you're nervous. And before you know it, these people become your family. They become your soul family. That's what I like to call them. And they're the people you think about on holidays and you're like, oh, let me check on them. Let me see what's going on. They're the people you're like, oh, I have to call, this person and ask them how this went. And before you know it, this dance fitness format that you're teaching and that you're a part of really becomes part of your soul. And to me, all of this dance is really just a way to express yourself. There's like an animal that comes out when I dance that's not like the same, right, Frankie? That's not like the same person who's like making ham and cheese sandwiches for lunch or doing, loading the dishwasher. She's a whole nother animal. And to me, it's really about expression, about finding your soul family, about finding your fire. Like, to me, it's all in one.
Oh my gosh. I actually had so much coming up for me when she was talking. So I want to let you know that when we were doing Vixen, if you guys watch Gina and I don't follow as well, but I think it's perfect. And I have so much fun. I have so much fun dancing with Gina, teaching with Gina, because we are so different. And I love that you can see that side of me. But we were doing Vixen, and I just couldn't catch on. And part of me is like, oh, but then I remember it's movement. Right? It's not so much about the name Zumba or Dance Fitness or Vixen or my own format. Well, actually, I was thinking this. I'm like, I have my own format. I can't even follow her. I'm like, God, and what are people thinking of me? This is transparent. Exactly what I was thinking. But I'm like, it doesn't matter. And what I feel like we both teach is just being yourself, moving through the emotions. I feel like all of these formats are movement, and I don't think it's the name. I think it's the person. Because every time Gina speaks so from her heart about what she's created, it just reminds me of and I don't even know if any of my guy folk crew are on there, but I feel that it is your soul. It's your soul family. And it's you're connected in forever almost. There's something really special about movement, about dance fitness, about any type of movement that I think really it really just grafts you through your soul because it's energy. And yeah,
it's like what they say, movement is medicine. Legit. 100%. If we didn't have movement right now while we were going through all of this, I don't know what I would do. I would be I would be losing my mind at home. So these 3 classes a week, although to me, I feel like I want to be able to do so much more, but I'm learning to slow down a little bit during this time. These 3 classes a week that we get to do this, it's literally medicine for our soul. When I go home, I'm like, okay, I can deal with the next 2 days of figuring out what's going on in life until I can come back and do this again. And I know that as much as you guys are like, oh, teach, do it for us. It's not only, we do it for you because we love you, but we're doing it, you guys 100%. Are doing it for us too. So the connection that we have, whether it be virtual or in this room, is magic for us.
Amen.
Yeah, I think, to pick out a couple of things that you guys said, I think it's pretty cool watching you guys walk in. And Gina and I have been friends for quite a long time now. And Tara and I are just getting to know each other. But you guys, it's funny because you're both super sweet and innocent, and when you're in here, and Gina's super quiet and just in her own world half the time, but then I don't know what happens when the music turns on. These girls I get it, the whole Beyonce, Sasha Fierce, Gina turns into Goomba and she just starts whipping the hair, hips. Tara's doing her whatever against the wall, throwing her towels everywhere. It gets wild in here, but it's cool to see that because dance is music. It's a universal language that is known worldwide. No matter what ethnicity, demographic, language you speak, everybody understands and can resonate with dancing and music. So it's super cool. It's super cool. And everybody has different facets, right? Everybody is learning and has a different style. Everybody's body moves differently. But I think the biggest thing with me learning this whole world is understanding how you guys all collectively come together. And it's not a cult. It's something more than that. It's something super special. And watching this place get built, and as fast as it got built, and everybody that is a quote unquote client, right? You have a client that comes here and puts the floors in or paints the walls, and that's
Shiplap
Kelly. Shout out to this wall. All right. Shout out to Hector for hanging the sign. I'll take 50% of that, by the way. But seeing those people in a regular gym and LA Fitness Opens, you don't see clients showing up to paint walls or help them set up. That was when I really started seeing how special not just Zumba is, but this place and what really is, the underlying factor of what Zumba has. It's something very special. Everybody can vibe together. You get chills, and watching, from day one, that open house, watching 60 people that don't know each other come in here and just rip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From all over. It doesn't matter. There were 13-year-olds to 60-year-olds in here. Just it didn't matter. Some are slower, some are faster, some get it, some don't. But at least you're in here just cutting it up, and you feel like so refreshed after. You know, it's cool because you're not just. It's not just a studio. It's not just a workout. It's almost like you're going to a psychiatrist. You know, it's like you're letting it all.
Yes, 100%.
You know, you're letting it all out, and you're creating that experience for each and every one of these people to go home with. You know. You
know, it was so funny that you said that when I walked in here today. Now, meanwhile, this has been 3 weeks, right, that we're here? Yeah. Like, I'm so different when I walk in here now than I did 3 weeks ago. I literally walked in and I was like, I was like I had a day, and it was like, it just felt good, and it took me like 3 to 5 minutes, and
you're like, all right, I'm done.
I'm like, I just need to get that out. But I'm like, how amazing, just a couple of days a week coming. And I actually said I'm so grateful that we have this quarantine space, that we get to, serve you guys in a way that serves us too.
Absolutely. It's funny. I was thinking about this over the last few days, the word you said, cult. And I was like, so many people have been like, oh, Zumba's like a cult. It's like a cult. You go to convention, you go this, blah, blah. And I thought about it, and it's not a cult because a cult has a leader, correct? So it's a tribe because people walk side by side. And I don't look at anybody that comes in here as like, there's a leader in here. There's no leader in this place. Maybe I am like the catalyst for you guys to learn how to dance and learn the moves, and then I walk away. And then you guys shine. This is your space to shine. So it's a tribe because we're walking side by side, hand in hand, and getting to know each other and growing together as a family, as opposed to, because it's funny. Hector used to always say it was a cult.
I used to think the same thing. Until my first time I DJ'd it, and I'm like, this is actually really cool. Yeah, it's funny. And I was like, how do I, because, I have an entertainment company. I'm like, how do I implement this in my people? Yeah. My dancers suck. And I have moms in here that have 3 kids that are
guys, he doesn't mean it. He loves you guys. He loves you guys.
Love you guys.
You're all going to train here.
Get better. It's cool. I love all you guys. I'm just kidding. But it's just a cool vibe. Yeah. So like, that being said, all this positivity and cool vibe and everything that the studio brings, what would you recommend to somebody that is, it's a little, intimidating, some people that come in here are just like, well, I don't, I like to dance, but not with people or around people. It's like a nightclub, you know what I'm saying? Everybody waits for the lights to go off, and then they're Michael Jackson, but the lights come on, they don't know their left from their right. So what would you say to inspire or help somebody just get through the doors? Because that's the hardest thing. It's not even getting to the parking lot anymore. It's getting through the doors, right?
Yeah. So I would say find an outfit you like, because I always find that I'm in a better mood when I have an outfit on that I like.
All right.
And I would say the lights are off in here, first of all. Then I would say, who cares? It's about being you, and it's about expressing yourself, and use your feet. Don't worry about what I'm doing with my hands, and just have a good time. I always say this to people, and they laugh at me. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're two-stepping. I don't care if you're single, double. I don't care what you're doing. I just care that you're smiling. You leave and you felt like you released something. You connected with people. You connected with yourself. And I just request like some haze, because it makes me like keep going for the hour. But otherwise, just have a good time. Like, walk in with the attitude of like, I'm here to release. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to meet people and connect. And whatever you do on this dance floor it's your journey. It's not mine.
Yes to all of that. Yeah. I always think, because I feel like I always step into things that are uncomfortable, because it allows me to share with someone who's doing the same thing. And I think, and I say this at the beginning of a workout, I just started teaching boot camp again, which I haven't done in literally 6 years. So that amazing. Online in front of no one. So that was kind of uncomfortable.
And it's uploading.
It's still uploading right now. But I always say, the fact that you're here right now, like, the hardest part is over. Walking through that door, the hardest part is over. And I say that in quotes because you've actually just stepped into probably one of the most amazing things for yourself. Yeah. It's not about what happens after you walk in the door, after you step into the workout or whatever it is for you. It's like, what's going to happen afterwards. Yeah. You don't have to stay. Maybe you don't like it here or whatever new that you do.
Else,
But like, it's going to change something. You're never the same when you do something that's uncomfortable and you actually take that step into that. Like, you're just never, it's like impossible to be the same. So, yeah.
We always have like a joke. So when I started Zumba, I used to stand in like the back corner by the exit because I was plotting my exit. And and I clearly was not this version of Gina. So I used to have a headband and a ponytail and like an oversized sweatshirt and like those yoga pants that were like big, and I wanted no one to notice me. Like, if you could just not see me, that'd be great, and just let me dance. Like, it was like I just wanted to dance. And I remember walking in and being like, I'm not staying. I'm not staying. I'm not staying. And then all of a sudden, a few songs came on that it's so hard for me to talk about. A few songs came on that I had really connected with. And I was like, oh, all right, maybe I'll stay for the class. And I was like, I'm not going to go back. And then a friend of mine was like, just come back. I was like, I'll come back. And the more and more I took a chance on myself, and I think that's a big part of it, is learning to take a chance on you and to do something for you. Because listen, we're women, and men obviously, but we're women. We get stuck in like caretaker roles and how can we fix and take care of everyone else, and we forget that those people are not going to have us if we don't take care of ourselves, and we're no good to anybody without taking care of ourselves. And you forget to do that, and the second you start to do that, a whole nother animal unleashes inside of you, and you realize that you're just as important as everyone else. You'll find that's where you start to find your transformation, your big change. You start to own you a little bit more than you were owning you before.
You know what? 100%. Like, I'm like, every time she's talking, I'm like, yes, I totally feel you. And then honestly, like, life is so short. It's so short. And like, I've seen so much happen. One of my clients, one of my best friends, passed last year, and dance was everything to her. And I always say, like, she would give anything. So it was funny that this is so random, but like I have a lot of stairs in my new place, and this has a lesson to it. But I'm like, fuck, it's so hard. Sorry, like to walk up these stairs. But I'm like, no, I have legs. Like, grateful, being grateful that you are able to do something uncomfortable that someone would literally kill to do. I just think is something to always think about.
Absolutely.
Some deep stuff right here.
Me and Tara are pretty deep.
We got deep on a Friday night. Where's the tequila?
Cheers.
Cheers, seriously.
So, we're live on YouTube and Facebook right now, and questions are filtering in. Feel free to keep, asking as many questions as you want. In topic, off topic, it doesn't matter. But we do have a couple of questions that we do want to get to. And one question: will we see after quarantine a live Tara and Gina class?
Of course. Are you guys kidding?
Like, literally 100. So it's funny. I teach on Tuesday nights at another place. I'm like, wait. I'm totally gonna come here after my class. I'm like, and it won't be so bad because like we're doing it half and half. Yeah, 100%. I actually can't even imagine. Like, no. I literally can't even imagine not teaching here.
It's gonna be great. You guys are.
But I feel like that's universe. I never would have said that if this didn't happen, because I really love where I teach and I love the clients there. So, like, this was.
And to think, how often do you find someone that you want to collaborate with and co-teach with and provide that energy? And guys, it's not a joke. There's no competition. Like, this is community over competition, like, legit. Like, let's both shine and let's let you guys shine. Like, and it's amazing to find someone that you can do that with and provide that energy for people.
I think that's what's cool about both of you. Watching you guys, slowly grow together, from the first class to now. I've been able to watch it. I can't keep up with I've been able to watch it.
Do you guys laugh at me? Like, I try so hard. It's good though. It's good for me.
But it's good chemistry, and that's how you found like a true friend, a true partner, a true person to actually do this with. DJ Valentine is a perfect example. My right-hand man. I am not the most tech-savvy person. I am the guy that tries to make rocks and rubber bands and bubble gum work. But he'll figure out an app.
That's great.
and figure out how to do it on the computer and use 2 other computers and just make it super simple, super easy, and just go shut up and sit there and talk.
That's so cute.
But you know, what he brings on that back end is I bring on the front end. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a talker. I can bring the DJing. I can bring the music. I can bring the style and a different, you know, event design.
Yeah.
And with you guys is so good because you guys both have two different separate styles.
Yeah.
You know, and to bring it all together here is cool because you've learned from one side of the world, you've learned from the other side of the world. You know, you guys have both developed your talents together, and like now we're just boom, it's a car crash, a good car crash that, you know, you're just creating this dope Ignite studio style, you know, which is cool. And now you guys are like bouncing stuff off each other. You know, like if you get a little lost, you start doing your own little choreo, your own little freestyle. And same thing with you. Like, you know, you guys start laughing. There's snorting going on all over the place. It's wild.
Guys, the crazy part is that for years I've watched Tara as an instructor, like not actually knowing her before I actually got to meet her. And I would be like, oh my God, she's so fun. She has such good energy. And I used to love watching her because she would encourage the clients. So she was like not out there performing, which I always thought was like amazing about you. You would stop and be like, yeah, you, good job. And I was like, that's what I want to feel. I wanted to feel that energy of someone being like, you're doing a great job. Like, you keep going now. I'm gonna take a break. Like, and I always admire that about her. And a lot of the songs that we do, guys, are hers. Little do you know. So I've always admired her and been inspired by her. So to be able to do this with you is like a gift to me. And then when you say you can't follow me, it just like throws me off because I'm like, no, you're the gift. So it's funny, but it's really just a blessing. Energy attracts energy.
I'm totally receiving that, and I want to say, and this is for anyone
I love
who
that you say that, by
like,
the way.
no, I'm totally am receiving that. I appreciate it, but like, you know what, for me, and if anyone can relate to this, like as an instructor, like I'm always looking to be better. I feel like as a teacher, whatever you do in your career, I think you always want to be better. So for me to be in a place where I can learn from someone else, which I might not have done before, is really helpful. Like, yeah, I might get tripped up because I can't follow, but I'm like, I'm learning and I'm getting better. So like, I feel like for me, that's everything.
Yeah, I think it's just really healthy. Some healthy shit going on in this place.
I mean, that's life, right? Getting outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll never forget that one class I watched here. There was an older lady in the back corner, and you know, and I loved every second of it. Why? Because the whole class is just ripping, knew how to follow Gina, whatever, and she was her first class. And I'm watching her, and I'm like, she ain't never coming back to this place. She is.
And meanwhile, she was like, "This was amazing."
She is writing us off, you know. And like, she ended up having. She was like, "We had a blast. I had a blast. I can't wait to come back." And I'm like, "Woo! Thank God," you know. Because it is a lot. It is a lot. And when Goomba shows up, you know, when she has some Prosecco or whatever it is that enhances it a little bit. It's a little wild, you know. It's a little wild. Even me back there, I don't know how you guys do it for an hour.
Guys, how bad do you want Frankie to take a class or like a song?
Was rough. Vixen was rough for me. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to bring Eva
I'm gonna
out.
shout you out real quick though. She did come in a little sore from her back injury, and she pushed through. And I saw it on your face, and you just kept going. So that was dope. All right.
Yeah.
So virtual round of applause for her pushing through.
Eva was trying. Eva had
the outfit. That's all I gotta say. I was like, damn, I should have really pulled it together.
Tiger King of you.
I've never even seen one episode, and I refuse to watch it.
Somebody made me watch an episode.
So there's a couple times I came through here that everybody wants to know what you guys have been drinking.
Oh.
Go
ahead.
So it's actually, I feel like I need to elaborate on this. I'm drinking Prosecco, but it's funny because we were talking about how, and I put a post up about this, is how, like, when to, like, schedule in drinking. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not, because I feel like around this time I've seen so many people talk about drinking more, eating more. But yes, to answer that, Prosecco.
Diane, what am I drinking? I'm drinking tequila and LaCroix. That's what I'm drinking.
Oh,
I would be on the floor right now.
My age is
catching up with me. But isn't that the funniest? I know, but that's the funniest part. We're literally like 2 months apart.
Yeah, we're in the same exact age.
22.
This is so cute.
We're so cute.
You don't have to lay on the floor. There's a futon, so you can just pop it back, go back. It's good. It's perfect.
This futon was really a good investment. That's all I gotta say. Someone wanted me to go to Walmart and get it, but.
So, you know, questions are coming in. Everybody loves you guys, and everybody says, hey. So what advice would you give for the people taking our classes at home in these, you know, for these virtual time, and how long, you know, we don't know how long this is going to last, but we're gonna, try to keep these things moving until God knows what happens in the future. But what would you advice be for somebody at home, maybe has kids or, has a full house and is still being a little busy or has a tight space,
Want me to go?
Yeah, I feel like the kids is your thing.
So,
I have a dog. And
I-
she's 9 pounds.
I have 3 kids, and I totally understand not being able to find the time or the space. So my advice would be, luckily we record them live, but they are saved. So I would find the time that works best for you, to whether it be, I've actually managed to, it depends on the age of your kids. My 12-year-old daughter will actually do them with me, so it's actually become a bonding time between us. So we find the videos that we can do together, and we will do them together. And then other times I will lock myself in my room and do them alone. So it depends on your mood, but find the time where you can be by yourself. You don't need a ton of space. Sometimes I find I'm doing them on my 5x8 rug in front of my bed. And just move, whatever movement you do is healthy for you. So whether you're moving in a small space or a big space, or you can only do a half hour of the video as opposed to an hour, whatever you can do is healthy for you, and you have to take the time to do that for you, because I was just saying this in my updates group, that it's so important to take this time for you, because it's easy to get caught up in the news and the media and to feel heavy. Believe me, there's days where this morning, I was like, oh, guys, I'm losing it. Somebody checkmate me right now and fix me. Because it's hard. You get stuck in will we ever be normal again? What will the new normal be? Will I ever be able to dance in this room with people, on the dance floor? You get stuck in all of these thoughts and will my kids ever go to school again? Will I be a teacher for the rest of my life? I dropped out of college because I didn't want to be a teacher. And here I am teaching my kids. I'm I did not want to do this. But you have to take that time for you, because you will find, whether it's a half hour, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, you will feel better no matter what type of movement you do, whether it's moving with us or doing Diane's stretch class or doing a yoga class or even just listening to a mindset, anything, just to take that time, close the door. I like to light candles. I'm a candle lighter. Light a candle.
Succulents.
And I like a lot of succulents. But take the time for you to do that. No matter what your space is, it doesn't matter your space. Just maybe move your kids to the side. They can really, they can really stunt it.
I'm not a mom, but I'm always so I try to picture myself as a mom and what it must be like, and I do understand that not all families, because in my mind I'm well, sit down with your family, talk about a schedule, and let everyone know what you need. Right. But I do understand that not all families are like that can understand that. So you don't need a lot of space, and you don't need a lot of time. Just what Gina said, I feel like if you can be consistent with even 5 minutes, even going outside when it's nice out, throwing something in your ears. But I think too, not aside from the classes, having people or someone. That's why we have this big community that you can express whatever it is that you need, because I think it's not even about the workout and looking good and losing weight. None of that. It's about how we're feeling. I think that's a huge thing. I had something else in my mind, but it kind of went out. So what was the question?
How did we get here?
I had wait, where are we?
People that don't have a lot of time, don't have a lot of time, a packed schedule, and trying to work out at home.
And how long? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Be present.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. So I feel like we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Forget about yesterday, the whole nine. But being present there's something really powerful in it, and it's not easy to do. I know a lot of people don't like meditating, but I was actually talking to someone just yesterday, and the fact that movement is meditation, moving meditation, and the fact that right now maybe we don't need to sit and quiet our mind for 20 minutes, but move our bodies and just kind of breathe and be alone with ourselves, and that could take literally 5 minutes.
It really is true. Movement is meditation, because when you think about it, you're not
100%.
thinking about.
I don't think
about anything when I'm dancing. Besides,
today I thought
I
about
hope
a
you know
little
where
bit.
your feet are going. Don't trip. But otherwise, your mind is you're so present in that time, because all you're thinking about is the way your body's moving. You're thinking about the music, the rhythm. Oh my God, I love this song. Whatever you're thinking about, you're so present in the moment. So it really is a form of meditation. Mm-hmm. But whatever you could 100%. Do, just move.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree on all those.
Yes, he does.
I agree. Speaking of moving and doing all that and watching these virtual classes, somebody would like to know, do you still burn calories watching the virtual classes from bed?
I can't wait to see you
No, but
ask
it's
that
fun.
question, but do it anyway. Do it anyway.
If you jump on the bed, yes.
Or pump some arms.
Yeah, maybe
you
just
know?
use your arms. Just do your
Scream
arms.
hey a lot. You'll be all right.
You burn more calories when you hay, guys. So.
What would you guys recommend doing pre and post Zumba?
As
Far as like getting ready for class, or like a protein shake, a stretch, drive slow, drive fast. I don't know. What?
I think you're supposed to have a shake after Zumba. I don't know. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, you should
Can
really
you-
eat
can
20
you-
to 30
You're a
minutes.
professional
Can
healer.
you
Yeah.
check me on this?
Just call me. You should hashtag nutritional
All
cleansing.
questions. Nutritional cleansing.
Honestly, I mean, I really truly feel that every body is very different, but 100% like within 20 to 30 minutes, you should have something after class. Everyone's different. It depends on how long. It depends on like how long you're working out. Like I just think it's very situational, very personalized. But I have lots of great products for you.
Tara's a little hustler, so she's out here.
No, it's like I'm really passionate about it. I'm not like
We see that.
I don't have a complete pre or post routine.
not yet.
No, not yet. I don't yet. Not yet.
So this is a question actually for me: is how would a new client Zumba night? However,
love that you
whatever
made
you
them a
want to
night.
call them, the people that come here and dance, some kind of 101 Zumba, like how, like maybe a first couple of steps or
Take
something.
my class.
Like, is there like a Zumba 101?
No, I'm
you know,
totally
like
kidding.
some-
It is not hard at all. I just can't. I actually have always said that I'm just not a great follower, but this is really good for my brain.
I can't take you.
Just laugh.
All right, so basic Zumba. All right, so you would basically need to know how to salsa, like a side salsa, front back salsa. You would basically know merengue, which is like a two-step in place. There's real basic
Speaking my
movements.
language.
There's a real it's basic movements. What you'll notice most of the time is we are doing a lot of the same movements and our hands are doing something different, or the amount of times we're doing it is different, or to the rhythm we're doing it. I mean, it's basic rhythms. It's just a matter, don't pay attention to our hands. I think our hands are probably what overwhelms people the most because you're trying to coordinate. It's like that, whatever that thing you do.
Yeah, I'm always doing this
Yeah.
because I feel like just like you said, our bodies are so different. Like
Yeah.
like you can't teach someone to move like you. So
No,
we're
move
gonna
like
do-
you.
We're
Like,
gonna do
yeah.
a merengue very different. We're gonna do a salsa
Yeah.
different. We're gonna do but that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
think that's what makes it amazing.
Yeah, move like you. It's just basic. I mean, it's just basic salsa, merengue, cumbia, reggaeton.
It's a whole Latin flavor.
It's a
Roger
whole-
Rabbit.
Yeah, and then honestly, there's a lot of hip hop. We do whatever
Then
we
there's-
do whatever we want.
There's Mark Anthony to the percolator.
Yeah, there is. You won't get Mark Anthony to the percolator.
All right, cool. So we just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you guys for continuing support. Did you guys have any last minute words of wisdom, positivity? Kind of let them know what's going on in the future.
What is the future?
I don't know.
Right. I think
That's why
right
I'm the
now
host.
it's like, I'm like, what is the future? I keep trying to figure that out myself. The future. I would say just to stick with it, just to keep doing it. No matter what you're doing, whether it's walking outside, whether it's dancing, whether it's whatever you do, just stick with it. I hope that tonight in Vixen, you kind of got a gist of what I was saying in the beginning. When it's more about snatching your power back, I think that's what a lot of us are feeling right now in this time, is that we've lost control. We've lost our power in the sense where we don't have a timeline. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the next step is. And we're all winging and pivoting and doing it all together. And that's the beauty of it. My good friend Miriam told me that today. She was like, the beauty of it is sometimes you may not, when you wake up, you may not be as eager to get out of bed, but so is everyone else. So you're all in this, we're all in it together. We literally are. So just whatever you do, keep moving and keep believing in brighter days ahead. I promise you, there's like that door is going to open like the Wizard of Oz, and there's going to be some colors out there. It's going to be big time.
I was actually thinking like I feel like when I go back to the places that I normally go to, I feel like I'm going to be so emotional.
Yeah.
So I would just say I do what feels good to you, and it's going to be different on every single day. I feel like but I was saying also, if you feel yourself like, and I'm totally all about the like feeling down and like working through that emotion and like, you know, having your couch days. But if you find yourself in that space longer than normal, reach out to people. You might feel alone, but like the thing is you're never alone, especially if you're in this group, like you're here, like people, we need connections, human beings. We need community, we need tribes, we need all of it. And how you're feeling, someone else is feeling. And we were on this virtual like girls' night pajama party thing, and they had this exercise at the end where we were going to be separated into different rooms with people we didn't know. And like I'm like, oh, I've done this before. In my mind, I'm like, I've done this before. I don't need to do this. But I'm like, no, stay. And I feel like the time, because I knew it would be uncomfortable for me, but like it was so beautiful afterwards. When you feel uncomfortable, that is when you need to reach out to the person. When you don't want to, that's when you need to do the thing, especially now, because we have 3 more weeks minimum of what's going on, and we need each other more now than ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that resonates a lot with I think everything going on right now. You know, it's definitely a crazy time to be alive right now. But for the first time ever in in my life, I'm sure in your guys' life, and everybody's kind of the world's at a standstill, and everybody's on the same playing field. You know, so we need to be grateful for everything we have out there right now. Be grateful that you have internet to be able to take these classes, and if you can't take these classes but you watch the Q&A, just be grateful that you have that. It's the little things right now that we need to appreciate. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Gina and Tara, for
thank you guys. Thank you.
And DJ Valentine.
Yeah, don't.
Thanks, Diane, in the back. Diane's been
Thank you,
back
Diane.
here
Social
taking class
distancing.
today. DJ Valentine, our live tech, Pizza Hut extraordinaire.
It's just,
All right.
you guys only knew the Pizza Hut story.
And we won't have class on Sunday, being that it's Easter.
Yes.
But we will be live and back in charge next Tuesday.
Yes.
We hope you guys are staying safe, quarantining. Follow the rules, please, ladies and gentlemen. Wash your hands, take showers, be safe out there. And remember, don't let the world change your smile. Let your smile change the world. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Yes. Love you
Peace.
guys.
Love you guys.